प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृत दुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेणवहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी खलु पाण्डवै रणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंस्य न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। Once again, praise Sajjano, my humble prostrations and a warm welcome. Let us all join together in glorifying Bhagwan Shri Krishna in this Kirtana. मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला। श्याम गोपाला दीन दयाला परम कृपाला नंदलाला परम कृपाला नंदलाला श्याम गोपाला दीन दयाला परम कृपाला नंदलाला परम कृपाला नंदलाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला। मुरारी कुंज बिहारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी कृष्ण मुरारी कुंज बिहारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला श्याम गोपाला दीन दयाला परम कृपाला नंद लाला परम कृपाला नंद लाला श्याम गोपाला दीन दयाला परम कृपाला नंद लाला परम कृपाला नंद लाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला मुरली मनोहर नंद लाला कृष्ण मुरारी कुंज बिहारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी कृष्ण मुरारी कुंज बिहारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी गोवर्धन है गिरधारी मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला हे केशवा हे माधवा मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला मनमोहना मधुसूदना गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला गोविंदा जय गोपाला। बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो 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 भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। प्रिय सज्जनों, the topic for tonight from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we are dealing with chapter 13. Chapter 13 deals with the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna. The word Kshetra means a field, anything that is matter oriented. So it's called Prakriti also. And the knower of the field is called a Kshetrajna or Purusha, energy, consciousness or divinity. Matter and energy, Prakriti and Purusha. The field and the knower of the field, the object and the subject. And when we look at this whole concept of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this Kshetra and Kshetrajna, anything that pertains to the world of objects, it is referred to as matter or Prakriti or the field. So the word Kshetra means a field. Kurukshetra means the field or the battlefield where the Mahabharata Yuddha took place. That's one meaning of the word Kurukshetra. Kshetra means a field and Kuru means action. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, at every moment there was constant activities. This body is the Kshetra, the field. And within this body, Kuru, activities are always in progress. Every moment. This body by nature is matter. It is inert. But because of the presence of Purusha, the energy, the consciousness, the divinity, it causes this body to become alive. It's like a bulb. A bulb is inert by nature. But when the electricity, when the energy flows through that bulb, it expresses itself as light. In a similar manner, this body is inert. But because it is enlivened by Purusha, the divine, it comes to life. So anything that falls under the category of matter or Prakriti, it is inert by nature. So Bhagavan Krishna highlights this in chapter 13 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. When we see all the experiences of life, some experiences are very good, some are good, some are bad, some are very bad, some are indifferent. All because each situation that arises in our life, we gain an experience. That experience leaves a lasting impression on the mind of the individual. And the individual, if the experience was pleasurable or joyful, then the individual would like to repeat that same scenario. If, on the other hand, the experience left a bitter memory, you will never want to entertain that same scenario again. All because it's painful and left a bitter memory in our mind that leaves that kind of lasting impression in a negative manner. So, this body can only come to life and action pulsating through this physical body, it is what we call life. Life expressing itself through its physical matter. Energy by itself cannot be expressed. Electricity by itself cannot be expressed unless a medium, a vehicle, a machinery, an equipment is there to express it. For instance, a refrigerator can only function if electricity comes in contact with the plug and you get electricity. You are seeing the fridge, the bulb inside working, and it's beginning to get cold, and you can get ice. All because of the energy cannot be expressed of its own free will, but it needs a matter, it needs a physical body, it needs a vehicle, it needs any equipment to express itself as electricity. In a similar manner, the bulb cannot express itself because it's inert, and electricity cannot express itself without an equipment. So both coming together in a beautiful marriage where electricity is married to the bulb, and that electricity now expresses itself as light. In a similar manner, in chapter 13, verse 1, Arjuna enquires from Bhagavan Krishna. He makes a statement. Arjuna uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetrajna eva cha etad veditum ichhami jnanam deyam cha keshava. Again, Arjuna uvacha prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetrajnam eva cha etad veditum ichhami jnanam deyam cha keshava. Hey Keshava, O Bhagavan Krishna, Veditum ichhami, I desire to know, I want to know. What do I want to know? Prakritim, matter. Purusham, energy. This Prakriti is called Kshetra, the field. And the energy, Purusha, is called Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. I want to learn. It's my desire to know. I want to know that knowledge. I want to have that understanding. What is the difference between Prakriti and Purusha, between matter and energy? That knowledge I desire to know. Hey Keshava. So, it's a keen interest. It's a yearning to know, a wanting to know. And that's the mere fact that there's a life form, any life form, 84 lakh out of the 8.4 million. The inert or the inherent nature of every life form is wanting to know. A dog sees a ball rolling in the ground. The dog desires to know what is that. A bird is flying. The dog wants to know why the dog is flying, and we even try to catch the bird before it flies. The whole idea, every living entity has that inherent nature of inquiry, wanting to know. So, this is no different with Arjuna. An inquiry, I want to know. Veditum ichhami, I desire to know. This Prakriti, this nature, this matter has no life of its own. It's like any machinery we make. The machinery cannot function without electricity. Electricity here can be through the batteries, through the electricity itself, through solar energy, whatever form of energy, alternative energy we have, whatever form of energy, it cannot function without that. Any equipment, any machinery. So, this body itself, by nature, it's an assemblage, it's a packaging. When a child takes birth, there comes a time in scenarios we see where the child does not cry. There is no response from the child. The doctors have to do all what is required to see if the child is still alive or the child has died. And the doctors will do all the possibilities, all possible techniques of trying to rub the child's chest, rub the child back, tap the child back, tap the child's chest, to see the child's heartbeat can come to life again. Something may have caused it not to function efficiently, so that the child doesn't cry in the beginning. So doctors are doing whatever is required. That body is insentient. It is inert. It is matter. It is dead by nature. Only when the energy of the universe, when consciousness, when divinity, when Purusha is married to this physical structure, the body comes to life. It expresses itself immediately. The child cries out. Then we know for sure the child is alive. And that sentiency of divinity, it causes everything to come to life. And we take it for granted. This physical body can drop any moment. It's like a drop of water on the tip of a lotus petal. And Bhajagovindam Adi Shankaracharya beautifully puts it. Nalini dalagat jalamati taralam tadvajivitam atishaya chapalam. Understand. Vidhi vyadhabi managrastam lokam shokahatam cha samastam bhaj govindam govindam mudhamate. Nalini dala, the petal, the lotus petal of a Nalini. Nalini means the lotus. The dala means the petal. The petal of a lotus flower. What? One drop of water. The breeze can just blow and that snap that one drop of water from that petal. In a similar Tadva Jivitam, in a similar manner, Jivitam life, Atishaya Chapalam, how uncertain. How uncertain it can snap any moment. In a similar manner. Learn the art of how to understand. This body is riddled with Vidhi Vyadhyavimana Grastam. All type of diseases. Ego. Lokam shokahatam chastamatam. It is riddled with pain and suffering. Don't take it for granted, my friends. Hence, Bhagwan, the Purusha, Brahman, Ishvara, in contact with the physical body, it expresses itself as life. So Prakriti by itself cannot function of its own. And there is no expression of Purusha of its own. It has to come in contact with any equipment, any instrument. Only then we can see energy functioning through this equipment. Now that having inquired from Bhagwan Krishna, I decided to know what is this Kshetra and Kshetrajna. This body, this matter, this field, and the Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. I, the consciousness, I, the divinity, I, the energy, I am the knower of the self. But at the present moment, because I am steeped in Maya, I am so caught up in samsara, moha maya mein phas gaye hain. We are all caught up and steeped in Maya. We are so absorbed and engaged in Maya. We can't see beyond that. And we take that this physical body to be everything in life. This limited entity called a human body, we take that to be the self. It is only the physical structure, the shell. Within the vehicle, this instrument, this vehicle, there is the driver. And that driver, using all medium to move around in the world. So this body is being used by the individual to go to places, to listen, to sing, to dance, to speak, to see things, to hear things. This physical body is blessed with the energy of the universe. What is your duty and my duty? And how do we express our gratitude or appreciation to the energy of this universe? So when someone dies, what happens? As though the energy of the universe does not move and go anywhere. It's all pervading. It is just that this physical structure, which was once inert, this field, this body, this matter component, this packaging, this assemblage is no longer alive. Then we refer to it as a corpse. It's interesting. When we are alive, we are called by our names, by everyone. But the moment we die, we will say, the funeral agency came and collected the body. Even on the day of the funeral, the body arrives at the home. We don't call the person by their name anymore. The body arrives at the home and give you a particular time. And even while the ceremony takes place, just before the departure to go to the cremation site or the burial ground, we are told those who would like to view the body. We are not saying the person's name anymore because it is no longer alive. Only when the body is alive, that name is given and we refer to that body with this name. But when the life force, when the prana departs the physical body, it becomes a corpse. When this body is alive, it is called Shiva. When this body is dead, it is called Shava, a corpse. You and I, we take it for granted most of the time. I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm energetic, enthusiastic, not knowing within 5 minutes, within 2 minutes, you can just drop everything, the body, and that's it. And then someone will say, what a healthy person, just drop and die. And in Trinidad, in the Caribbean, more so in Trinidad, individuals have a really funny way, an interesting way of saying a person dies. You know, someone goes into the hospital and the family sends out a message, this person died. When you ask what happened, he just taking gesso. What does that mean? He just taking gesso and died. No, he isn't taking gesso. There was some medical condition that you and I don't understand. He just cannot just taking gesso and die. No. But it's a funny way of saying things. He may have had a paralytic attack, stroke. He may have a heart attack, malfunctioning of the heart. All these different things may contribute towards cardiac arrest. They will tell you. Most of the time they write on the death certificate, cardiac arrest. The person died of natural causes. Whatever it may be, some diseases. We all have to die of something. Be it at a young age, middle age, or old age. We all have to give up this physical matter, this body. But the Prakriti is ever all-pervading. It does not leave and go anywhere. It is just that this body is no longer enlivened as though like the bulb is blown. Meaning the filament inside disconnected. So even though you put it on and plug on the switch, turn on the switch, it still will not light. Why? Because the filament is blown. There is no connection inside again. In a similar manner, even though the body is existing and divinity is pervading everywhere, even though the body is pervaded by divinity, the body doesn't come to life. Why? Because the body can no longer sustain the life inside. Hence, we call that matter, that body, a corpse. We refer to it as the dead body, as the corpse. Only when it comes in contact, meaning energy is always in contact with the body. The body has to be function efficiently for life to flow through it. So this energy, Purusha, is what causes everything to come to life. We may not see the energy. Physically, we cannot see the energy. Physically we cannot see the electricity. But does it exist? Yes, it exists. Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ram Narayanam Janaki Vallabham. Achyutam Keshavam Krishna Damodaram Ram Narayanam. कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं, मेरी मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं, मेरी मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाई, कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं, तेरी शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं, तेरी शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं, माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं, गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। कौन कहते हैं बंसी बजाते नहीं, कौन कहते हैं बंसी बजाते नहीं, तेरी राधा के जैसे लुभाते नहीं, तेरी राधा के जैसे लुभाते नहीं। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम, अच्युतम केशवम कृष्ण दामोदरम राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम, राम नारायणम जानकी वल्लभम। बोले श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय। So continue with Prakriti and Purusha. In the next verse, Bhagwan in shloka number 2 of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan highlights, which I already said before. He says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram Ityabhidhiyate Etadyo vetitam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha. He says, idam shariram, this body, he Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, it is abhidhiyate, it is referred to, it is called, it is known as what? Kshetram, the field. Etadyo vetitam prahuhu. But those who know, that individual who knows the body, he is called a Kshetrajna. So the knower of the object. The subject knows the object. Subject is called the knower of the field. It's called Kshetrajna. Meaning the self knowing oneself. Knowing the physical body is only temporary, it's only a vehicle, it's only an equipment. You and I take this body to be the real I. This body, as I said earlier on, is a packaging, it's an assemblage. Different body parts. All different types of organs, the hands, the feet, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, the skin. You just think how many different body parts are there. All put together, it now becomes a human body. So this physical structure, as I said, is an assemblage. It came into existence in time. It will disappear in the passage of time. It is temporary. It is nashwa. It is perishable by nature. But that which is Purusha, the Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, which is Purusha, energy or consciousness, the divinity, that is eternal. That has no beginning, anadi, without a beginning, ananta, without an end. That is Ishvara. That is Purusha. That is Brahman. That is the energy, the consciousness. That is the knower of this field called the body. And that the seers, tad vidaha, those who know that Prahu, it is said that they are the seers, but the sages are the ones who have seen, who have experienced, who knows that this body is the Kshetra, and the one who knows the body is called the Kshetrajna. Now, that is pure divinity, pure knowledge. It is Sat. It is existence. There are different names we can use or terminologies we can use to highlight and to bring to the understanding of the mind divinity. It is called Sat, existence. It is called Chit, consciousness. It is called Ananda, bliss. It is called Brahman. It is called Kshetrajna. It is called energy, consciousness, divinity, the soul. You just name different words, use different words to refer to one thing, that which has no beginning and no end. Know that to be the Kshetrajna, the know of the field. But because we are enveloped in this bodily consciousness, we are steeped in bodily consciousness, what happens? We have not gained a glimpse of the higher self. We are so caught up in Maya, we don't get a glimpse of the higher self. Gradually, it takes the masters to guide a civilization to get them out of the material aspect and give them an idea of what you are or who you are, the individual divinity. We are always told from infancy, from childhood, that this you cannot do, that you cannot do because you are limited, you are a human being. You are a sinner, you are born in sin. All these things we are told that. It's not a Hindu concept. Hindu concept, Sanatana Dharma, is the only value system that tells you that you are divinity. Tat Tvamasi, that you are. What is that? Prajnana Brahma. That Brahman is consciousness, divinity, and that you are. But we are not aware of it, because we are so steeped in bodily consciousness that we can't see beyond that. We are the the eternal. We are that tattva. We are that sat, that truth, that existence. We are that chit, that consciousness. We are that ananda, that bliss. But if we are that, then why do I experience pains? The body and the mind undergoes what? The pairs of opposites. Because we are living in this samsara, this world, which is governed by Maya. And it governs all the pairs of opposites. Every one of us have to go through pairs of opposites. But the masters who sit in contemplation, in reflection, in meditation, they go beyond the body consciousness. They go beyond the mind. They go beyond the intellect. And they experience what? The oneness with the universe. When you experience that oneness with the universe, there is no Maya, there is no samsara, there is no you, there is no I. Everything is pure consciousness, pure divinity. That is the Kshetrajna. So the great masters, these are the individuals, they know. Who are that? The sages, the rishis, the self-realized master. These are the individuals who have experienced that knower of the self. They are the knower of the self. There is no duality. There is no Ishvara and there is no Jiva. Ishvara is one. Ishvara viewed with a limited vision is called Jiva. That Jiva and Ishvara are one and the same. You and I can't see it as one and the same. We were always told what? They are separate entities. One is micro, one is macro. One is individual, one is total. One is vyashti, one is samashti. They are both one and the same. We are viewing it with a minute perspective. Hence it becomes macro. But when you have the vision of the rishis who've experienced it, it is no longer vyashti, the individuality. It is the totality, samashti. It is Ishvara, it is Brahman, it is consciousness, it is divinity. The same Jiva